were asked to switch sets with Red Hot Chili Peppers at Rock and Ring. We were so worried the crowd would have left because it was after, a rainy day. There was thunderstorm. And then we were like now closing the show at like 2 a.m. And we were so worried people would have left, but they hadn't. And those are those moments that you feel out of your skin. Hey, this is Ian from Billy Talent, and these are my top three. Top three things you can't live without. Stuff that keeps you healthy, like coconut water, my vitamins and stuff like that. Stuff that you never think when you're younger. I would never say those things, but now that we're older, you have to stay in shape when you're on the road. Running shoes and trying to go for walks and runs and things like that. And then also, that's kind of one thing. So maybe your iPhone with Apple Music, so you can listen to music. I listen to a lot of music because you're traveling a lot, so you need to be doing something. And your favorite book. Right now, I'm reading a book called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, which is really interesting. It's a really cool book for people that are into music, or writing music, or producing. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho really was a life-changing book for me. I'm going to say, actually, this book I just finished reading because I was trying to quit smoking, but it was called Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Smoking. So I'm going to say that one because it worked. I've been smoke-free now for 3 years. Toronto, definitely being home is, it's a home. When we play here, it's going to be a hometown show. So all our friends and family will be here. So it's always a special place to be when we're in the middle of the tour. When we come home, it feels like that. And then our second home across the Atlantic Ocean, I would call Hamburg, Germany. We've spent so much time in Hamburg over the years that we have friends there and sort of know our way around. So it feels like a second home to us. Hamburg for sure. And then my top third place we haven't been here on tour, but is Goa, India, where my parents are both from. I just felt grounded and centered there when I went there in 2017 with my parents, and it's a beautiful place, magical place, amazing beaches and a good place to relax and just chill out. I don't know if we do. I know our fans seem to love our second record the most. You could just tell by the reaction to when we play those songs from that record, or just looking at Apple Music or Spotify. But for me, I think, it is up there for me, that album, a very special album to make. I would say number two would be Crisis of Faith, because that's our latest album, and I'm really, really proud of it. And Billy Talent 3, because I learned so much from Brendan O'Brien on that record. It was just a pleasure to work with someone that like him that I've idolized as a producer for all these years, going back to the early 90s. So to learn how he does things is pretty amazing. So Billy Talent 2, Crisis of Faith, and Billy Talent 3.
Be water, my friend. Like that.
I see.
I will start with, I guess, my mom first and foremost. She sadly, she passed away just 3 years ago, but she got me into music when I was just a baby, and was really supportive of me getting into music, and enrolled me into piano lessons and Royal Conservatory and all that, and was just really proud when the band started doing well, and so she was a big part of my musical life was my mom. And then I guess after that, Joe Strummer from The Clash. There's something about being able to write songs that had a message and a social political message that I thought was so cool. Like you can be in a big band like The Clash and still have a positive message, and Joe Strummer did that really well. Number three, probably Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen, his songs to me have a a deep message of love, and that's what I really enjoyed or take away from his music. Even though some of the songs can be really dark, but the underlying message is love. Yes, I got to see Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros. I think in the early 2000s, so that was really cool. And then I've seen Leonard Cohen twice before he passed, probably about a decade ago. Yeah. Top three concerts would be, I got to see Nirvana at Maple Leaf Gardens in 1994. So that one is pretty cool. I mean, this band was only around for 4 years, right? 4 or 5 years before Kurt Cobain sadly passed. But I feel lucky that I was able to see that show here in Toronto, and it was next level. It was everything you'd expect of a Nirvana show. And then going back to that era, Lollapalooza tour 1992 was kind of a life-changing moment for us. A group of friends had gone up to Molson Park in Barrie and saw Lollapalooza 92, and the lineup was just like, back then it was not so big or not so well known. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. These bands weren't like massive. They were kind of just getting known at the time, and so it was. I didn't, you don't realize it till like 20, 30 years later. You're like, wow, that was a cultural moment. Like those are still, there were the alternative and grunge, the biggest bands from that generation, right? And they're still around, and some are still around today. So that was a pretty special concert. And then Leonard Cohen in Toronto. I got to see him at the Sony Center for the Performing Arts, and that was beautiful show, just unbelievable, like goosebumps the whole show. Yeah, I still I go to shows all the time. I went to see Off with some friends just the other night. Off is a band with Keith Morris, the original singer, Black Flag on vocals, and they were awesome. It was an amazing show. It's like 32 songs in 45 minutes. It's really cool. Like we've had so many amazing moments on tour. Like one of them that stands out to me was when we were asked to switch sets with Red Hot Chili Peppers at Rock am Ring, and we ended up going on, I think, like 2 a.m. in the morning, and we were so worried the crowd would have left because it was after a rainy day. There was thunderstorm. Deftones and Chili Peppers had already gone on very late. And then we were like now closing the show at like 2 a.m. And we were so worried people would have left, but they hadn't. And those are those moments you're just, you feel out of your skin, it's like, it was a really, really special moment. So that for me, that was the number one moment. And just those kind of moments, you don't really, sometimes you don't take them in when they're happening, and then you look back like 10, 20 years later and you're like, wow, that was really special. So we've had a bunch of those over the years, like just playing on the Warped Tour with legendary bands like NoFX and Bad Religion. Like you're really like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. But you really can't appreciate it at the moment till it's over, right? Then you think back like how amazing that was. Top three downtime activities is I really like I just like spending time with my dog, Surf. He's we got him just 2 years ago. He's a rescue from the Caribbean, and we love him. So just walking him and in the park is probably like one of my favorite things to do every morning. Number two would be I spend a lot of time with my dad now. So on Sundays I'll go see him. One more, just enjoying the city, because we, when you're touring so much, you come home and then you don't really feel like going out to places and things like that until you're home for a bit. So really getting to enjoy Toronto and everything that the city has to offer. I love living in the city, and great restaurants and great nightlife, and always great concerts happening here. So that's always fun.